Hello, everybody. Class is in session. Hello, today Earth School is covering the topic of rubber bands. And what the heck does that mean? Well, I'm going to show you, not just tell you, but we're going to be covering a topic that is basically describing why is it so hard to break away from our loved ones if they're holding us back. And in order to actually cover this topic most effectively, I want to show a video that was created by Patrick Bet-David, and he covers this really in a way that's so unique, and we can watch it together. But first, if you're watching this live with us, please make yourself known in the chat. And if you are in the community, make sure you have your notes ready so that we can see your post after this lesson is over with. I would love looking at the posts that you guys make within the community. It's so cool to hear about your journey, to hear about, where you are in your life and how these lessons have been resonating with you. It's like, it brings me a lot of fulfillment because it shows me that I'm on purpose. Hi, Jules. I wasn't expecting to see you. I'm so glad you're here. I trust you're taking care of your inner alignment, which is so sacred and so important. So thank you for being here. It means a lot to me that you show up, and I trust you're taking care of yourself, as I said. So let's watch the Rubberbands video. I am looking forward to watching this again. It's been a minute since I've watched it, and then with you what some of my feedback or my response to learning this video the first time was, and we'll talk about how it resonates maybe even differently now. In all moments, we take care of ourselves in all moments. I love that. Okay, let's see. Sharing the screen. There we go. And without further ado, Patrick Bet-David.
Do to hold you back, not knowingly, but they do it to you. So here we go. With this rubber band, I'm going to show you why it's so difficult to leave your comfort zone, especially what your friends and family do to hold you back, not knowingly, but they do it to you. So here we go. This hand represents you. This hand represents your friends and family. This is you saying, I want to go do something big with my life. You go, but your friend's like, wait a minute, come back down here. What are you doing? You come back down. You go, I want to dream. I want to do something big. Your wife says, babe, what are you talking about? No, you're working too hard. Okay, babe, you're right. No, mom, dad, I'm so sick and tired of being broke. Son, come back down here. We're not special. We're just regular family. What do you think? You're going to be a millionaire one day? And you keep going. Eventually, when you try to go, the tension gets harder. When you get to this point, it's so difficult to break away because if you do, it's going to snap. When it snaps, a couple things happen. This illustration, I showed it to group last week on a Zoom. Look what happened to me. It's not a big cut, but it's a cut. When it hit back, my fingers started bleeding. I wasn't even looking at it. Next thing you know, I'm writing. There's blood all over my hands. Like, that's the pain we're afraid of. Watch what happens. So let me just show it to you. So this is you and I. We want to go distance ourselves from our friends and family because we have dreams. You go, boom. That hurt right now. But watch. Many of you, you have not only one, you have not only two. So one represents your mom. One represents your wife or ex or friend or peer or cousin. Another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. These are all people that are holding you back. Now watch. Watch how hard this is. I want to go. You can't, right? They're powerful, okay? It's a very strong power that they have on you when they hold you back. But if one by one, you show that you want to go out there and win big, eventually they're going to realize how serious you are. By the way, you know what the biggest fear is? Look what happens to this. When I'm going to show it to you, just watch closely. When the disconnect, when this thing, when it cuts, look how quickly this goes. Meaning, when you eventually get to a point that they no longer have power over your dreams, they don't control you anymore, your old habits, your friends, your family, you love these guys, but they're afraid of you separating yourself from them. It's an emotional scenario that you're going to experience. But once you overcome that, look how quickly you explode. Watch. I'm going to go slow. Boom, 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 boom. Your hand just goes up. It explodes. And the separation goes, by the way, my finger right now got cut as well. The separation's instant. Pain, 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 pain. I don't know if I can do this. Bam, you're gone. That's how life works. I'm a regular guy making $3.75 an hour. Dude, Pat, stop dreaming. We're not meant to do something big. I don't want to live a small life. Pain, 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 boom. Then you make six figures, and your peers are making six figures. I don't want to just make six figures. Dude, we're making more money than ever. I want to do something big. Boom, boom, boom. Cut, boom, you go next. I don't want to just be an average guy, but we got a great life. At every single level, new people with these rubber bands shows up. It's not just your friends and family. At every level, say you're an athlete, high school, I want to go to college, but no, let's just high school ball. No, I want to be disciplined. I don't want to smoke the weed and go party like everybody else. I want to play in the NBA. Boom, separation, friend. Look at this guy. All he cares about is himself. Now you're playing college. But I don't want to just play in college. I want to go into the NBA. Boom, separation. Look at this guy. He thinks he's a guy that can go into the NBA. He goes into, I don't want to just be a guy on the NBA team. I want to. This whole thing is so flippant scary, but it's so real. So the next time you're sitting there and you're worried about the pain, my finger right now has pain, you're worried about that pain, once you make that distance and you go this way, let me put it to you this way. I'm experiencing certain things in my life right now that makes no sense. Certain things in my life right now that makes no sense. Recently, I just got a property. I didn't want to make it public, but all of a sudden, everybody's texting me because when you buy a house this size, everybody wants to write about it because it's a record-breaking sale that I had. Do you know what it was like for me living in an apartment complex in Glendale on 1323 Broadway, one bedroom with my sister and my mom, and we were broke? Now, no money. My mom ran out of money going back to Iran. I joined the army because I had nothing to my name. Nothing. Get out of the army. I live with my sister. When I'm living with my sister and I get out of the army, I'm living with my dad, trying to figure out life, but I have dreams. I want to do something big. Everybody's holding me back. And then today, you know what the next level is? There's still people like that. But you know how much harder it is for people to convince you to stay small? You know how much harder it is? You know what muscles you've developed at this level? However, you know how many of you are actually going to go through? By the way, right later on today, you know what's going to happen to you? You're going to talk to your friend, your wife, your mom, your dad. Someone's going to say something. You're going to say, you know what, Mom? I want you to watch a video. You remind me of a rubber band. What? Just watch this video, Mom. Don't be a rubber band. Baby, I don't know what the hell you're talking. Just watch this video. You're being a rubber band. You don't even know you're doing it. Your wife will do it to you. Show them this video. Your husband will do it to you. Show them this video. Your boyfriend will do it to you. Show them this video. Your cousin will do it to you. Show them this video. Just say, text them. Don't be my rubber band holding me back. Let them think. And after they watch this video, if somebody shared this video with you, let that person go after their dreams. Stop holding them back. And hopefully, maybe you ought to also join them on the journey of wanting to do something big with their lives. If this video made any sense to you, to look at rubber bands in a whole different way, I got another video I want you to watch. It's a video I did a couple years ago. I gave a message at this one event in Long Beach, and it was called Think Like a Grandmaster Entrepreneur. If you type in entrepreneur on your phone, it's one of the first videos that comes up, but if it doesn't, click over here, go watch that video. I talked to you about step-by-step mindset on how I went from just being a regular guy to thinking about my next 5, 10, 15 steps. If you've never seen that video, click over here. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye.
So powerful. Boom. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. That video I saw for the first time when I was rubber banding somebody. I gotta admit it. I was surrounded by a bunch of rubber bands, so I was being rubber banded, but then that meant I was rubber banding somebody else that I cared about. That's not a good feeling. And like he says at the end of the video, you know, let that person go. Let them go. Let them accomplish the things that they're set out to accomplish. And even better, join them and be an active contributor to what it is that they're actually set out to do. Don't just hold them back and don't just let them go, but be a support for the steel that they are, you know? And so that took a lot of self-reflection for me to be able to recognize how I had been showing up in that way without wanting to, but not realizing it, just like he says in the video. And honestly, creating Earth School and launching this curriculum and being an active contributor to what it is that um, I purport to be is what I think really helped me snap that rubber band for my own self. And you're absolutely right, Milika. You said sometimes you rubber band yourself, and this made me aware. And I think that, what we've shared with one another has been such a beautiful example of that. What you were sharing with me earlier today, I won't share it publicly, but just so powerful how you're right. We sometimes rubber band ourselves. I know I've done it before. Absolutely. The things we allow. And that's accountability and responsibility is so important. Becoming responsible, stepping into your mission, really taking accountability for not just the things that are thrust upon you as your responsibility, but the things that you set out to actually accomplish in life is so important. So important. And it's not always easy because it requires you to like take a really good look. And also, there are all those limitations. Oh, you should just be grateful. Like, you've done enough, you know, but no, like I want more. Like I see more for myself. I see more for myself. And it does require redefining a lot of relationships, saying, look, I know that's how you saw me because that's how I showed up. That in the accountability aspect is like, yeah, I showed up that way. That's how you saw me, but our relationship is changing now. I don't allow for when you speak to me that way, I do or do not do this rather than saying, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Which is sort of what the rubber band does, right? Don't grow, don't be better, don't move on, don't. No. This is me saying, when you hold me back, I have no choice but to let you go. And that is a super powerful experience. Um, there is a cutting cords meditation that we did, and we'll cover the topic of letting go and cutting cords later. It's one of the last videos in the curriculum. But the mudra that I've learned for cutting cords is really just like this. It's like scissors, and breathing very much into the solar plexus, which is the gut, as we know from the chakra videos and the mudra videos, and really just like actively cutting, cutting, cut all of the things that we don't want to continue moving forward, the things we know are not only holding us back, but holding the other people back as well. Because the more that we allow the people who are holding us back to hold us back, we are also limiting them. There's I think his name is Lewis Holmes. I don't remember his actual name, but he's a really popular podcast guy. Now I want to look it up just to make sure I'm right. Lewis Howes. And he says in a video there he's doing an interview. I can't recall who it's with. But I think it might have been Esther Perel. I could be wrong. But either he said it or they said it to him on his show that the reason why it's so hard for people to let go of you and let you grow and let you change is because you're killing the person that they knew. Like you're killing the version of someone that they knew. So for the children, it's as you grow, it can be hard because mommy and daddy want you to be a certain person if they've domesticated you a certain way. Rarely and more commonly as we evolve as a generation and as a species, parents are learning how to allow their children to be separate sovereign beings and show up as that and not have too many expectations. But for the most part, a lot of parents expect you to be a certain way. And when they expect you to be a certain way, you grow up and you're different because you're your own person, you're your own entity, your own being, and it's a beautiful thing. And it's okay, you should be that person. You can be free to be secure within your own self. But sometimes the parent experiences a lot of pain. If there are any moms watching this, you may be recognized. The child that you dreamt of may be different than the child that you got. And the child that you see evolving and unfolding and growing before your very eyes day after day may be different than the child that you expected them to be, whether that's from behavior that you don't approve of or them walking down a different path, whether it's career, family, or personal identity. That can be a difficult thing to confront because, well, we make assumptions and we make expectations, and that's a seed for resentment, meaning it's a way for us to set ourselves up really to not be fulfilled within our own personal experience. And that's on us, each individual person. And so, it's our opportunity to allow those things to unfold. Our partner in life, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, which I don't really believe in, but your husband or your wife or your spouse or your soulmate is um never going to be who you expect them to be, ever. I think some of the best marriage advice I've ever heard was stay unfamiliar with the person you love. Meet them every single day like you have amnesia. And when we do that, we can learn a person for who they truly are and not who we expect them to be and what we want them to be to satisfy our individual needs. Because that's, after all, pretty selfish at the end of the day. Whenever we choose to show up in a way that allows people to grow and thrive and to go off into the world and be who they're meant to be, that's whenever we get to show them that we truly love them. And whenever we get to see who they are, and experience them for who they are, not for who we want them to be. You said, I sure have done it to my multifaceted supreme being, and I apologize to me and let this go. That's so powerful. We absolutely do. We rubber band ourselves, and when we do that, we get the chance and the opportunity, just as you've said here, to say thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. And that's a powerful thing. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And you said here, as Alexis said, everything that is happening to me is a result of my energy. Absolutely. I love that one so much. And I love it because it's true. When I see things unfold that I don't agree with in my highest, I think, oh, there I go again. Oh, look, that's me right now. Look at me being me. It's not me because it's you, but it's me. Ubuntu, right? I am because we are. So everything that is happening to me is the result of my energy. Meaning, if something is not in alignment, it's because internally I was not in alignment. I attracted that thing. And the more that we take accountability for that, the better we are at regulating and attracting the things that we do see as in alignment for us. The better we are at checking ourselves, saying, you know what, I think I was just about to move from a space of insecurity. And so I'm choosing to not do that. Or maybe that was, am I moving from love or from fear? Is one of the questions we meditate on. And that's become something so powerful. I started practicing, and I recommend anyone do this no matter how old you are. The moment you wake up, reflect on If fear did not exist today, what would it look like? What would life look like today if fear did not exist? And the truth is that we live a very different life than how we would have if we live in that state of fear. And everything is fear or love in vibration. And we always have a choice, always, always. And it is extremely, extremely powerful. You said something so powerful here, and I want to make sure that we touch on this. Integration is key for rebirth. So, a lot of the time, we think, oh my gosh, there's a fearful part of me. Kill her! She's gonna die! I don't want to live this way anymore. But the truth is that we get to integrate those parts of ourselves because they exist. They exist. So integrating and saying, dropping into our body first and foremost, like really dropping into the body and allowing ourselves in that feminine space to just like feel ourselves in the present and nurture and love ourselves in that present moment as the caretaker for our own being, and then recognize that, okay, this scared version of me, or this version of me who doesn't have any confidence, or this version of me who's hyper masculine and showing up in a way that's aggressive and not really in my gentle nature. All of those versions of us were designed as parts that split and fractaled off from our capital S self in a means of protection. She she needed, them. The hyper dominant version of Karina needed to exist because, well, if she didn't, nothing was getting done. Nobody was taking care of her in the way that she needed to be nurtured and cared for and protected. And so she needed to create a new identity to be able to survive, like literally survive. But does that mean that that's what I want to experience? No. Everything that's happening, though, is a result of my energy. So the more I get to learn how to drop into my body, open up my hips, surrender my control, thank God for what it is I've been given, trust in my faith through persistence. I heard a quote that says, and I think it's Earl Nightingale, for persistence is faith, because why would you persist if you had no faith? These are the things we get to move forward with. And it's really, 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 really crucial that we let go of all of the people and things that are holding us back, that are preventing us from living that way. And so that's the whole purpose of the rubber band, is recognizing what are the tethers that I have holding me back, that are not allowing me to move forward. And like you said, remaining unfamiliar. Thank you, love. I'm grateful that she showed up. I know it's late where she is, so I'm grateful that she was here with us. One thing, and I hope she watches the playback because this might resonate with her a lot, but one thing that we get to reflect on with this as well is how there are things that we do or don't do by not removing them that hold us back, even very subtly. Like, I keep saying how I really am here only to talk to you ladies and the top 3% business people on the planet. Everybody else can kick rocks. Like, that is literally how I feel. That is how I've been showing up. I have the book called The One Thing. There is a amazing book that I highly recommend for all of you. It's called The One Thing, and it teaches you how to do one thing. And I might add a lesson about this because I saw a Sam Ovens video today as well about chunking, and he talks about reverse engineering your life in the same way. I think that would be a really powerful lesson. But basically, you set one goal. And for me, the question always comes down to, what's the one thing such that everything else is basically irrelevant? And the answer to that is choose love. So we're talking about fear and love, right? Like, and in the divine frequency, choose love. That's the one thing such that everything else is irrelevant. If I'm not sure what to do and decide in a moment, well, choose the vibration of love. If I'm feeling bodily resistance in whatever way, I choose love, and I usually dive deeper into something that is kind of scary, but because I choose love, I can confront that thing and really go for it and not worry about all those rubber bands. Not think about those things because I'm snapping them, because I'm taking off, I'm taking flight. Goodbye anything that holds me back. But I'm sharing that lesson of the, if they're not divine women, or if they're not the top 3% business people, kick rocks. Because as I have been removing all of those things and scrolling through my Instagram and seeing the viewers of my story, now that the names are only those groups that I said, it's showing up where everyone who watches my story, I can say, okay, all of these people are divine women, or all of these people are the top business owners. And I don't even see anybody nobody's showing up on my sphere that's even anything in between. I didn't realize how much of a distraction that was before. You don't think about it because we're not conscious of these things. And it might seem extreme, right? It might seem extreme to be like, oh, well, you met them in college. Like, they were a cool person. Like, you were friends with them or whatever. You're just going to remove them? Well, yeah, I am. Because guess what? They don't have anything to do with my life. I don't intend to continue moving forward with them in friendship. They're watching me for some reason, but I don't know why. I've given plenty of opportunities over the years for people to support me in mutually reciprocal ways. I've given plenty of opportunities to say, hey, do you know any women and children who would benefit from Earth School? Nothing. But you watch my story every day. To me, that's somebody holding me back. Because I keep affirming, the people around me uplift me. The people around me speak life into me, because I treat the people around me that way. So if they're not treating me that way, I get to reassess why I let them around me. And it's not about, again, transaction. It's not like that at all. I'm happy to give in ways that are not, I don't know how I'm receiving back. But just the awareness of that allowing just any old person to have access to me as a sensitive being that I am is harmful for me. It holds me back because it creates a fog and a lack of clarity. But now when I open this screen, I see clarity. I see, this is what I'm here. This is what I'm here for. And that is so powerful. So powerful. You know? Oh, how sweet. I just saw a very sweet message from one of the people I like, high top business people in the country, in the world. And I wouldn't be able to execute like that if I was letting all these other people take a little bit of my energy. Just a little bit. And I didn't realize it was just even seeing their name, just even knowing that they're watching me. It's crazy. And I felt this when you said this, my love. You said that's why I go MIA, is how I vibrate in love. And I've done it so many times. I've gone radio silent on people. I've done near changed my number on everybody. I'm glad I haven't done that yet, because if I did do it previously, I would have been doing it from an energetic space of toxicity. Someone I really value says, you can only view things as toxic if you are in that state. Which is crazy, because it's true. If you are vibrating on that space of love and you see something that is not that, you don't think, oh, it's so toxic. You just think, oh, I love how everybody gets to choose how different they want to show up in life and choose how we see everything in a different way. And some of us choose to suffer, and I still love them anyway, you know? But if I had changed my number up on them, it would be like me suffering because of all these people suffering. And the reason I'm attracting that is because I was in that. And so I'm just sharing all of that to say, like, no, like, we shouldn't have. Uh, Trust me, I value, and I know you've shared within your human design. I think you have a 6, or is it a 4? I think it might be a 4 because we share a number of the hermit. We're different hermit types, but I just remember you sharing that in one of your videos, and I laughed because I'm like, "Yep, the hermit." There's nothing wrong with going hermit mode, everybody. There is nothing wrong with holding yourself and just separating yourself from all of the craziness of everybody else. I find a lot of value in solitude, but isolation, not so much. So that's the difference. And we get to ask ourselves, kiddos, like, what's the difference between solitude and isolation? Because isolation is almost like you're imprisoning yourself alone. And solitude is like you're zenned out on the beach, just like by yourself without anyone having access to you. So it's a really energetically different conversation. And so the opportunity is, how can I remove distractions every single day? And you've got to really just be cutthroat. And the way that we can do it is by being so clear on our mission and why we're here. See, yeah, you said 6'2". I'm 2'4". So that makes sense. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, highly recommend you do the 10 Steps to Alignment program. The human design, I believe, is step number 3 or number 4 in in these 10 steps to alignment through the real lifestyle way and the real lifestyle ecosystem. I will link it below. Most of the lessons, and I'll probably end up making every lesson have the link to the real lifestyle 10 steps. It is a free program. You get to know yourself a lot better, and you can join their ecosystem there. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Most of this curriculum is from things I learned through doing that program and through being a part of the real lifestyle way. And I am forever, forever, forever grateful for the creators of it and for the humans that I aligned with within that space. So shout out the real lifestyle way, clarity and discipline. And Zen is absolutely key. Absolutely. And people will make fun of you for it. And those are your rubber bands. Just saying. I have experienced that a lot. You know, people will always try to say all kinds of things, but that's their business, not mine. Literally. Um, what else? I think I might make an activity sheet for this lesson as well, because I would like us to have a little packet for cutting cords, rubber bands, and letting go of attachments, which is a huge one. So I think I might make those 3 lessons a digital print out, which means you'll be able to get access to that below through our Earth School Etsy shop. Um, I am so grateful for this lesson today in this video, and I have to sneeze. Oh, bless me. Goodness, I'm so grateful for this lesson today and this space. And Jules, and this goes for anybody, but I love how, like, because Jules has been so present for every single class as I hardly marketed out this process. I just wanted to make sure we had a space that was live to it, like any aligned beings to be attracted here would be able to be present as we recorded each self-paced video for the curriculum. So it's just like everyone's gets to know Jules a little bit better because you've been here every single time. And and it's just, I'm so grateful for that. But this goes for everybody, which is, who do I need to surround myself with more such that I feel as though they are energetically depositing into me, not withdrawing. And how do I need to show up for those people better such that I attract them into my life in ways that are more sacred in union? And these are the questions I ask myself, because what happens is when you have someone that you're rubber banding, they're going to tell you, you're being my rubber band right now. I got to let you go. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to hold you, you know? Like, I'm not trying to hold you. And if I'm that rubber band, I'm not trying to hold you. So I got to let you go. And it gets to a point where you don't get to even say, I got to let you go. It's like they're gone. And so you get to ask yourself, how do I, and not just you, we all get to ask ourselves, how do I show up better for this person such that I'm not this person, right? I want to be up here with you. I want to be up here with you. We so tight together that if there's anything holding us back, now we take off together because we're taking flight together. I'm in alignment with your mission. I'm showing up on 10 toes down. Here we are, right? Like we're present. Like anything that was standing in the way, that was a funny historical past text that I'm looking at and reading like, dang, they may as well have chiseled this into stone. This thing is so old in the past and not relevant anymore. We don't even have to look back on it, right? Absolutely. And you're right, when they're making fun of you, they're making fun of themselves. I still love them. I do. You said blessings and abundance unto you for my achoo, my sneeze. Thank you. Gratitude. Align with my core frequency, which is love. And that's how this is the best year ever, right? So I love that for you. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. But one of the things I remember from one of your videos as well, and as a lot of the people in this space are very empathic, emotionally attuned individuals, you're capable of holding dark energy, like heavy, dense energy. And as a Scorpio sun sign, I also resonate with that because I'm here as a image of death and rebirth. So I would imagine you have a lot of that in your chart as well. But the thing is, like, I don't want to have to hold all that dense energy all the time. Like, that's goofy. What I want, or not what I want, I don't. It's such an interesting thing, like allowing myself to shoot rockets of desire and be like, oh, I want that. Like, I want that. But it's like the fight of like, is a want a rubber band? Because is a want holding us back from experiencing it in the present moment? I don't know. We don't have to conceptualize it and intellectualize it too much. But the point being, what is present and presently being invited in and called in is relationships and dynamics such as these, where it is aligned with the core frequency of love, so that the density that we transmute is the world's density, meaning the war and famine and poverty of the planet that is present. We transmute that from a space of, in our physical environments, being harmoniously abundant. That is what I see, because everything else is exhausting and draining and not really conducive for the accomplishment of this mission in the most effective way. So that's what we call in presently, and what is on the heart space to be shared today. I am so grateful for each and every single one of you for being present in this space. I'm grateful for us being able to share with one another. And we are getting toward the final quarter of this, not only this year, but of these series of classes. We only have a handful more. I mean, we still have several to go for sure, but I'm just grateful because I'm looking at the lists and I'm thinking, wow, how much have we evolved since the start of this less than a month ago? And, that's a pretty beautiful thing to consider. Speaking of which, tomorrow's lesson for Earth School is consideration, where we will be speaking on the lesson of what that word means, not just in a health sense, but in a wealth sense and a character value lifestyle sense as well. And so I look forward to being present with you then. If nobody has told you today, beyond the dense energy rubber banding us, I love you so very much. And love is law, and family is business. To guide Earth's children, holistic health and wealth on a mission to unlock 1 billion closed minds. Ashe, inshallah, mashallah. May God bless you. See you tomorrow.